Alright, another little update on Slider's simple wireless circuit. Was playing around with different coils, trying a bunch of the smaller pancakes and bifilar pancakes, Tesla coil pancakes as receivers, and of course like higher turn coils like this guy, what I was using before. But I also changed the circuit around. I used a PNP transistor, a smaller one, 2N906, really because that was the only one I had laying around. But noticed it did work about the same, except as opposed to maxing out at about 50 milliamps, it's more about 25 or 30. However, I think the reason I said it was maxing out at 50 milliamps before was because I was given about a 10 to 20 milliamp grace offset, I guess you could say, because of the meter. Because any meter that I use to connect to measure draw in this circuit, it does affect the output. And you can see I can take my meter, which is measuring the milliamps right now, and I can short that out, bypass it, which I'll do right now. You can see the lights get brighter. See, they're getting brighter when I'm bypassing the meter, so some energy is lost there. So you can assume that whatever reading that I'm getting, which is about 24 milliamps now, it's probably going to shoot up another 10 milliamps or so if I was to take the meter off. But in any case, here's the coil I was using before. The LED is pretty dim because of the meter, but it's just not very impressive. However, the milliamp draw I was getting, see, is about 26 milliamps at that fairly flat battery. AA is pretty good. But so anyway, I tried some other coils and I came up with this guy here. You can see that it looks very similar to the receiver and transmitter coils that a lot of people are using for these resonant coupling like Y-tricity circuits and things like that. But I mainly wound that just because I wanted to get a good number of turns with a diameter the same as my transmitter, and that actually worked out pretty good. You see, when I lay it on here, the LED gets really bright. It's a lot brighter than it was on the other coil. And another thing too, with setting that load down actually causes the circuit to draw less. See, right now we're at about 25.3 milliamps, and if I take the coil off, it goes up about a milliamp, about 1.5 milliamps or so. But just to show you the range here, it's pretty good. I get light. I can still get light. By the way, the range is 10 times more impressive without the meter on here. So you have to remember the meter is messing up some of the efficiency. But I'll take the meter off when I'm done showing you the readings. But I just wanted to just show, you that I can actually turn this down. I can use the pot and turn it down to just barely illuminating. See, it's off now. It's just barely illuminating right about there. 3 milliamps, about 3.5 milliamps. So I can actually get light about 3.5 milliamps, and it gets decent at about 7 milliamps. I'm getting about the same light as I was getting before. And I would say about this about around 15 milliamps or so is the same light that I was getting before using this coil. And I can also use the 25 ohm, which is interesting. If I turn the 25 ohm resistor that I have all the way down, which is just in line with the input, the light still shows, of course, and that brings me down to about 7-8 milliamps. Of course, still from there I can fine tune it, bring it back down to that, to under 3 milliamps. So you see 2.68 milliamps. I'm getting the light there, and any less, no light at all. But I thought that was impressive. So I'm actually getting light here at under 10 milliamps. So let me cut it all the way back up, and I'm gonna take the meter off now. I'm not going to use the meter anymore. Just throw that to the side. I'm just going to put the battery back in how it was. So now we're just running off the battery, no meter, and I would assume with the circuit all the way up, let's just say it's about 30-35 milliamps. Let's just say. You can see we've got pretty good range here. You can orient it sideways a little bit. Depends on where you put it, but it'll work that way. I can flip it over, it'll still work. Leave that guy right there, throw this guy on too, which from my eyes here, it does not dim this LED at all. So it seems like it's not stealing any juice from that LED at all. But turn it all the way down. Let's get it. I know that turning this pot all the way down, it's under 10 milliamps. Let's just say that's about 10 milliamps. I'm still, this is how far away I can. That's a good 3 inches. That's a good 4 inches right there that it just barely lit up. That's crazy. And then let's turn it down to what we know to be about. See, that's about 5 milliamps right there. About 5 milliamps. I'm still getting a little light. Of course, there's no range there. But under 10 milliamps, I actually get over a few inches of range. That's pretty cool. Apologize for my camera holding. But yeah, basically just I had another coil like this, the same gauge wire. I just unwound it and wrapped a bunch of turns using this tape as a former, but I knew it was the same diameter as this coil. There you go. Of course, I can take this receiver and shape it, bend it. You see, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. And the fact that it's a perfect sphere matching another perfect sphere doesn't seem to matter so much. But seems to be about, honestly I wasn't even counting, but I'm gonna say that's about 20 turns right there. It just matches the transmitter damn near, except it's not a pancake. So much brighter than before, and will operate from as low as under 3 milliamps. Thought that was pretty cool. Alright, thanks for watching.